Okay, I've been holding this off for a while, so I guess I'll do this update. I turned the sound off because I don't really need the sound. There's nothing really new about this update regarding sounds. I did add in some new voice acting. For example, there's a the vegetable monster that gives you your meats and shit like that. His voice, he had like a western type dealio going on with his voice. He wasn't supposed to have that voice. I think when he evolves into the red version of himself, which I'll show you guys in a little bit, well, later on this video. But when he evolves into a red version, he then gets that western voice. Other than that, I'm just showing you guys the intro, just showing you that not much has really changed with the intro. People have had questions regarding which devices you can get and whatnot. Well, it's not limited to season 3. I know when picking your device, you only get 3 versions of it. Well, that's where the modification comes in. If you properly modify the device you get, it'll alter it, and yeah, ultimately it'll change it to a following season. I think it ranges up to like 6 or something like that. Like whichever season it was that had shout, I think it's called a shout mon or something like that. Yeah, that's where I stopped at. And honestly, I don't like any of the seasons. I know it's not cool, but I don't like any of the seasons. Although anything past 3, really. Season 3 is my all-time favorite season. And then season 1 is my all-time favorite season, but it goes up to 3, and then after that I just stop liking everything. I still integrated the later seasons just to keep this game concurrent and up to date. You'll see that there's some try elements that I integrated into the game too, like these newer movies that came out. As far as the artwork goes and the monster designs, I absolutely love. So I have went through hell and beyond to put that stuff in here too. The main focus for this update is mainly the shoes. I showed you guys in a previous, it wasn't so much as an update video, it was a question that I asked you guys if I should alter the character's clothes drastically to the point of adding like Jordans and devices and things like that. In the future, I may integrate like goggles and stuff to each one of the characters just because I like that shit. The environment changes drastically depending on who you pick. I like sports, so I put like soccer balls and boxing bags in the back room, depending on who you have. It's just a quirk I have. I don't know. I decided to go with the Jordans. I put Jordans on everything. Like they're nice shoes. Like Michael Jordan's the greatest to ever do it, right? And in my opinion, like ever since I was a little kid, I loved this video game, and I've always, in my eyes, saw it as the best. So I'll go back and tweak everything and I'm making it more adult. But at the same time, I still want that animation. I want the animation quality to be crazy. Besides the animation quality, I want to integrate just shit that I like. As you can see, the shoes that the dude has, they range from like old retro to the more modern releases. Story-wise, I've been tweaking the plot. I've been adding in all types of stuff. I have worlds created, of course. I will be evolving everything. Later in this video, I believe this is the last pair. There might be one more pair, which I think is it's like D2 Dark or some shit like that. It'll be, his shoes will be black. But after the last pair of shoes that I show you in this video, I'm going to walk around and essentially show you guys an evolution. in the previous release that was released on PlayStation 1, which is like that's old as fuck, but the system is limited, so there was certain shit they couldn't do that I think we can do now that I want to, I guess, add to my version. People will call this a reboot. This game isn't a reboot. This is a remake, and I'm trying to keep everything that was cool about the previous version in mind. After this pair here, I will show you guys what the evolution looks like. In the previous game, the evolutions were small. Like, you could have, like, your dude could turn into like a fucking T-Rex or something like that, and it will be the same size as a person. Like, what the fuck? Who dropped the ball on that? But yeah. Oh, I was wrong. This is the last pair of shoes. But I think the character that I'll pick is, I think we'll go with Pata. Yeah, we'll go with the D2 Lite, which you'll see what the D2 Lite is when I pick it. But I'll walk around and just show you guys what the environments look like. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the evolution bubble keeps popping up over the dude's head. There's a reason for that. I tweaked, or rather modified, the program a little bit so that it shows up immediately, because I am currently adding new artwork as far as the evolutions go. Here we go. So see, it repeated and it went back to the D2. So I'm guessing I'll be walking around. I'll enter the bank and show you guys that there's a plethora of stuff that I'll be inventing, and they won't all be the same. I like variety. If any of the other creatures in this creation here have more than one version of themselves walking around, of course they're all gonna look different. I thought that was important. I'm just showing you guys that the story is still the same. Essentially, you still have to gain entry into the city before you can actually enter it. You actually have an option of not entering the city at all if you don't want to. You can just walk around and still I will make it possible to just beat it without having to enter the city. I don't think you need it. Has kind of like a Fallout-esque feel to it. As you can see, when you talk to important NPCs, your person backs up. I think that's important too, just so you can see them while they're animating. As you can see, as anyone speak in this, their lips move. They move according to what they're saying. I can't stress enough that I want that animation feel in my game here. You guys watching this video, if you have any feedback, if you could help in any shape, form, or fashion, I'll take it. Let's see, items that you pick up, you will barely notice the items are laying around, or that you can pick them up unless you click on them, just because I'm remapping and coloring all of my sprites to blend in with the stages better. If you were paying close attention, you noticed there was a D1 sitting on the bed. That's because you have a D2 version that you have a D2 device, and I believe the original character, he started with a D1 and then he eventually got a D2. So little things like that, Easter eggs will be like littered throughout this. I enjoy making these update videos because in these update videos, it basically shows me where my flaws are, and it shows me what I can tweak later, such as you can't see it now, but when running with the protagonist, the spriting has like glitches in it. I'll call it glitches, but really it's just like scattered clipping, and I don't know, you guys will see it later. This is me showing that you don't just evolve. You have to get items, or you have to do certain things to get your evolution. But look at the size of that monster. That's what he's supposed to look like. I'm sorry, guys. In the show, when he evolved for the first time, he was fucking huge, and he was like floating, and he was like the aura. It looked like Jesus or some shit. And then I played the game on PlayStation 1, the old school version of this, and he was small. He was like smaller than your character. I was like, what the fuck? I should be showing you guys what he looks like up close too. A lot of these characters, the sprites are so detailed that I don't really have to draw close-up sprites for them, but I did, as you're about to see. Oh, if you look closely at the angel, he has a glow, which I thought that glow was pretty neat. That's going to be something specific to certain evolutions, specifically megas and ultimate, but this is the close-up sprite, and like I said previously, my main focus is detail. I want it to look like an anime walking around. It has taken me days upon days to draw sprites for each one of these characters, and as you can see, they are custom made. I always research for everything. I want an authentic feel. I don't want you guys to look at my art and be like, hey, that's wrong. I want you to look at it and be like, hey, that guy, he improved it. This has been a review. Stay tuned for another update. Make sure you guys subscribe to keep up if you're digging this project. God bless.